Guys, we got insurance registrations to talk about. Also got some new subsidy news, which ain't that good. And we'll maybe talk a little bit about the China trade war situation, in my opinion, about it. So first of all, insurance registrations from September 25th to October 5th, so that's like 10 days, was 6,400. 2,100 came from the NIO brand, which I'd be honest, that's very lackluster. 3,300 from the Envo brand. Of that, 1,800 from Envo L90 and 1,500 from Envo L60. So Envo L60 is selling just as well as the Envo L90. So Envo is actually doing quite well. All right. And then 1,000 from Firefly, giving a total of 6,400. And in terms of the ranking, you can see, higher than Li Auto, but lower than Xpeng and Xiaomi. And, we did have a vacation, yes, and it seems like every year during vacation, NIO is disproportionately affected more by the vacation than other guys. So take it for what it's worth, but I do think next week we're just going to continue on with 10,000 plus. We have to get 10,000 plus in order to achieve our delivery targets. So we got to go absolutely ham with these delivery numbers. But NIO brand, to be honest, 2,100, not so impressed by that. So it could be due to various factors. First of all, of course, ES8 production, it is capped, right? They are expanding production, but they are at the limit of ES8 production. But at the same time, some of the other car buyers, ES6 car buyers, they might be hesitant to buy the ES6, and they're buying the ES8 instead. And ES8, got a lot of orders, the demand. You have half a year of wait time, 6 months of wait time. So, yeah, everybody's buying the ES8, which is good, but also not so good because you want people to buy the other vehicle models as well, because the ES8 will take a while for it to be delivered. So, yeah, it is what it is. Moving on, let's talk about the subsidies. So, we just got new news that starting on Monday, on the 13th of October, there's going to be a subsidy change for Shanghai. And this is pretty important because Shanghai is where 40% of NIO's sales happen. Most of NIO's buyers are in Shanghai. Yeah, well, Shanghai and Suzhou, around that area. Shanghai is like the financial capital of China, basically. And so what is the subsidy change? Basically, the trade-in subsidy and totaling your vehicle, that subsidy, you can't get it that easily anymore. And starting on the 13th until the end of this year, the way it's going to work is if you qualify for that, you have to enter in a lottery system. All right. Before, you didn't have to do that. If you qualify, you just get the subsidy. But now you have to enter in a lottery. So if you get lucky, you get picked for that subsidy. And then on top of that, you have to also register your car in Shanghai, which was previously not necessary. So before, if you bought the car in Shanghai and you could register it in a different city, you would still be able to get the subsidy. But now you have to register the car in Shanghai, meaning you have to actually live in Shanghai, and you have to have like a sort of a Shanghai citizenship and Shanghai address, so to speak. And that really just that affects everybody, not just NIO, but everybody, Tesla as well. Anybody that's selling EVs there, it's going to be harder for customers to get that subsidy. Okay, so it is what it is. But I think for NIO, the effect, yes, the buyers will feel the pain, but it's going to be the same no matter what car they buy. If they buy a Tesla, it's going to be the same. All right, so take it for what it's worth. It's going to affect all buyers there. So it might dissuade them from buying a electric vehicle or a new vehicle because of this change. But I think they will still rush to buy it because next year that subsidy might be gone. All right, and next year there's a tax increase. So you should buy it right now. So yeah, that's news number 2. And then of course the big news. We got the trade war. And I guess I'll have to offer my opinion about this whole thing. And of course, that kind of shocked a lot of investors, and the whole market got spooked. China sort of removing itself from NVIDIA dependence, but also, putting sanctions on these kind of rare earth materials, preventing it from going to the West, essentially. And then, of course, Trump getting pissed and thinks he still has the bat, he still has the big gun, and then comes back with those sanctions. But I think right now you have to realize America needs China more than China needs America. And the attitude right now here in China, people are very patriotic. And they have that attitude like, whatever the Americans hit us with, they're going to hit it back. All right, so basically, China is not going to back down. That's the sort of attitude that you have to understand. If you think, or anybody thinks, that by Trump like hiking up these tariffs is going to make China cave in and sort of come out with better terms to a deal, that's not going to happen, okay? Trump's tactics ain't going to work with China, because China has been trying to become the dominant player in the global world order, right? So in that essence, China wants to remove its dependence on the U.S., and they want to be really self-sufficient. And by Trump doing that, doing the tariffs, that's just going to help China out. China is going to become more self-sufficient and rely less on the West, which is what the ultimate goal is. So I think eventually Trump is going to have to cave in, right? He's going to have to tackle, Trump always chickens out. He's going to have to chicken out and probably remove those tariffs. And in my personal opinion, I don't think China will ever will come up with these trade deals that are beneficial for the U.S. and not beneficial for China. So that's the attitude. The attitude has really been like, screw the U.S., we don't need the U.S., there could be war anytime with the U.S. And this is going to sound a little bit crazy, but on TikTok here in China, and even my wife's asking me this, like, should we, because she's on TikTok, and every time she scrolls and just videos about, emergency med kits and emergency, food supply and that kind of stuff, why the hell, why is that kind of stuff being spread around? And it turns out, they're kind of preparing in case there's a war or something like that, and they just want people to be ready. What? And I tell my wife, I don't think there's a war that's going to happen, but that is what's happening. There's lots of propaganda. So it could be just propaganda. It could be just trying to invoke patriotism amongst the civilians, or there could actually be some heft to it. There could actually be preparations for some kind of war. But I think it's just propaganda BS here in China. But my opinion, this trade war, yeah, it's inevitable. They're just going to sort of have a pissing competition, see who can, piss longer, I guess. And I don't think China is going to back down for this. Yeah, China will just match whatever tariff the U.S. throws at them. Yeah. So we'll have to see how this ends up. I think maybe by next week they might even just Trump might realize he did more damage than he wanted, and his negotiating tactic ain't working. He might pull back the tariffs. So we'll have to see. I think, in my opinion, this is not it's severe, yes, but I think Trump is the one that has to change. All right, he's the one that has to make everything right again. Not China, Trump. It's Trump. All right. I hate to be all political, but that's just my opinion. You guys can agree or disagree with it. Let me know in the comments down below. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.